Hello everyone. Today we are gonna go on a picnic. This is my picnic setup. This is a bamboo mat my parents bought at H Mart, as you can see, and there's bamboo. It's a little fragile, but it's okay. A little floor chair that I can lean on so my back doesn't get tired. It is really hot today. There's a heat wave going on. No, I should not sit on that because it's hot. But honestly, like out of the week, it's the best weather because it's gonna be raining a lot. So I wanted to come out here and go on a little date, solo date. I need to find shade. Here is cute. Yesterday, I ended up going to this community gathering where I was talking to this girl there, and she was talking about manifesting, and I was intrigued. I wanted to know more about it, and she says that, you know, how she manifests things basically is to focus on the feeling state instead of, you know, having all of this attachment to what it looks like or, you know, these physical details, to really just focus on the feeling state. And it opened my mind so much because I feel like that when I first came across manifesting years ago, that's what it was about. But I just kind of forgot about that completely. Like, it's not about the physical details, really. It's about how this thing that we want makes us feel. Based on that, this morning I was journaling in my manifestation journal, this entry, casual creation, okay? And I just, with a lot of spontaneity, wrote what I want creation to feel like. I want to focus on the feeling state of my ideal creative expression because I feel like focusing on the literal physical actions puts me in a box. So, how do I want creation to feel like? Calming, healing, regulation from neuroticism, like home, natural extension of my mind, heart, soul, light, easy, carefree, playful, exciting, a breath of clean air, like I can drop my shoulders and relax my jaw, free of tension. Easy. I want it to feel easeful and fun for me. Very indirectly, subconsciously, I've started to put a lot of pressure on myself for my YouTube videos. And this has been ongoing probably for the last 3-4 years. Like ever since I found out about cinematic vlogs. Through that, I started comparing my videos and I was like, oh, okay, I see people are, I guess, like creating in this way. And it's within my capacity to also create like that too. So my videos slowly started to gear more towards that, which, you know, cinematic vlogs, those videos with so much planning, so much intention, so much effort behind color grading too, they're absolutely beautiful. Don't get me wrong. They are so beautiful and I feel so much awe when I look at those videos. But I also, if I'm being honest with myself, do I care for that myself? I'm not gonna say yes or no, because I feel like being very certain ultimately puts me in a box. But right now, all I can say is that the prospect of taking out my camera and setting up shots and trying to create a story out of my life feels heavy. I read this online that there's a difference between creating an experience and then just sharing an experience. And when I read that, I was like, oh. I feel like what I've been doing, though I did it with the best intentions, was very leaning towards creating a story through music, through all of these things. And not to say that I'm not going to do that in the future. It's just that I put myself in a box where all of my videos were kind of showing up like that. Yeah, that's why this video right now I'm filming on my phone, and the last video I also filmed on my phone, because I am deliberately trying to rewrite my relationship with filming, creating, and expressing myself through long form content. I guess I'm going to share some rapid fire lessons I've learned over the past week. if you're feeling a little bit uncertain / uneasy with your creative expression and you just can't exactly point a finger on it, I hope that me sharing what I am now brings more clarity to you. I also love how when I'm filming on my phone, I could look at myself, because I'm filming with the front camera right now, and it feels so much more human, you know, rather than just staring into the lens. I don't know. I'm not going to put myself in a box. I'm not going to say that, you know, I will never use my camera again, or that I'll only use my phone. First lesson I've learned: stop saying these sweeping statements of what you are going to do, my love, and what you're not going to do with creative expression. Just drop the certainty of, oh, this is my brand, this is how I want to express myself, I'm going to stick with this for... Keep it open, my dear, keep it open. With that openness, I feel like it allows me to constantly exercise my privilege of reflecting on how do I want to show up today, like what feels good to me, what makes me excited, what feels easy and playful and fun. No boxes, no statements that puts us in a box, okay? Second lesson is, just because we could, it doesn't mean that we should. Just because we could, it does not mean that we should. Just because it's within my capacity to be better at color grading, just because it's within my capacity to take even more intentional shots and create a beautiful cinematic vlog, just because it's within my capacity, it doesn't mean that I need to extend or deepen my skills so that it takes up that space, you know? Because I feel like us humans, we have a tendency to like optimize as much as we can, to take up space as much as we can, to deepen wherever we can. And maybe comparison plays a role in that, because we see other people doing that online and we see that it brings them success, it looks really good for them, it matches their whatever their reasons are. So then when I see other people like color grading their videos really well, it makes me be like, oh, I should be color grading too, you know? Or maybe I could learn that too. The truth is that if I'm constantly operating like that, then the essence of me just gets so diluted. I don't even know what I want my content to be anymore, which is why right now I'm starting with my phone. I'm just starting with my phone. The third rapid fire lesson is that if it's for everyone, it's for no one. I read that quote also online. If it's for everyone, it's for no one. At the end of the day, first priority, number one spot, it has to be reserved for us. It has to be reserved for our own purpose, our own desires, what our preferences are. And I feel like it's scary, you know, to really embody that, because it's basically saying I'm gonna trailblaze constantly throughout life. But honestly, like, that is what it means to live a life full of resonance and alignment, to embrace the role of being a trailblazer. Like, our authenticity, our natural expression, what makes us alive isn't on this predetermined, pre-walked path that others have taken. It's through us constantly reflecting every single day on what is in alignment to me, what speaks to me, what makes my heart happy. And yes, it is tiring sometimes to constantly reflect, but also I'm kind of coming out the other side of it and it feels like a breath of fresh air, you know? Knowing that it's for me, it's truly for me, so do what makes you happy, my love. I think this might be the final rapid fire lesson. The stronger you try to create a personal brand for yourself, the more you're losing your true personal brand. I feel like personal brand, we humans we cannot be summed up with this aesthetic personal brand, ever in our lives. We cannot be summed up like that. We are so complex, so messy. There are infinite layers to us. We're like an onion that has can you imagine an onion that has an infinite number of layers? But we are that. And I feel like I was trying to, stick to this brand, putting a lot of pressure on myself to be consistent and have visual cohesion. And I was trying to like find out what that is, but it turns out that, I already knew what that was at the very beginning of my channel. There were a few thumbnails that I made at the very beginning of this channel that spoke a lot to me before this channel had any views, any subscribers. It was brand new. And those videos are privated now because I said some things on those videos that I no longer resonate with, so I privated them. But those thumbnails, they really resonated with me. So I guess like the thumbnails that you're seeing now are going back to my roots, is tuning back to this version of me, this expression of mine that was truly authentic before the noise, before the numbers, before validation came into the picture. Funny enough, I feel like if I constantly listen to that, that's the brand, like that's the visual cohesion, that it just happens naturally. So the stronger we try to create a brand for ourselves, honestly, like the further we are getting from it. Right now, it's really important for my content to, as the creator of my content, to create this sense of calm as I am filming, as I'm editing, as I'm even like just every single step from A to Z. I want it to create a sense of calm. I made an Instagram reel about content creative expression. In that reel, I talked about how my previous method of creative expression was actually causing more neuroticism in my life, more anxiety, more fear, more doubt, more overthinking. And it's funny because when we first pick up this creative expression, whatever hobby or medium it is, we do it because it helps with that neuroticism, it helps with our fears, it helps with our anxiety. But then over time, we get confused, like we don't know what the real us is anymore because of the noise. So when times get confusing, because like any journey, it's not going to be linear. When times get confusing, I'm just going to reflect back on that point of, does this feed into my neuroticism or does it calm it? Does it feel like meditation to me? Does it feel healing for me? Does it feel like a hug? Does it feel cozy? Does it feel easy, playful? Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys whenever, just promise me that in the meantime, you'll be hydrated, you'll take care of yourselves, and you guys will enjoy the weather.